12. Okay. You notice that there's something weird about the window when Zed is peeking into the window. Like there's like a crack in it, like kind of off, a little bit close to Zed's head.
A crack?
Yeah.
In the window?
Yeah.
Lux will very swiftly get up off her feet, and while she's moving toward Zed, is going to be saying, "Move, move, get away from the door, get away from the window." Now.
Zed will like just go down because I think there's like a railing, like a solid railing, right?
Yeah.
Zed will just go down.
I like the restraint that no one said duck, giving you an opening to say, Rick.
We're being sensitive.
And a few
You're going
things
through a time.
happen all at the same time when Lux gets jumps up and kind of starts running towards Zed. Zed gets down on the floor. There's that one crack, then another crack, and then another hole. And you can hear them as they're starting to form.
The silent and deadly type.
Yeah, and when you see the kind of the trajectory of where the holes are into the ceiling, there's bullet holes in the ceiling. And that's when your sonar goes off underwater. There appear to be about 4 missile-shaped things in the water, and right now, Alf is not looking at them, but there are slow-moving, torpedo-esque tube-like things heading towards the base.
Torpedo-esque.
Like
Definitely not
torpedo-sized
torpedoes.
or torpedo-shaped. Like...
Torpedo-shaped, but not sized. They are larger than torpedoes.
Okay,
They're
good,
just
because I
big
was gonna
old
have Alf
dildos.
just... Okay.
With that, we will probably roll initiative.
Cool.
So, first things first, one more shot from somewhere.
From somewhere.
It's me. I misfire because I'm just getting so excited.
You just cut off.
Drop my gun.
It's an Uzi. It just keeps
It
going
got
off on the floor.
Falls on him too.
Oh my god! He misses. So, another shot just kind of shatters the window that's right next to Zed, and you're like hitting on the floor, and it just kind of like rains glass all around you as you just see the glass just explode from something. Another bullet hole just kind of like explodes part of the ceiling when it hits inside of the base and stuff like that.
So the trajectory, from what you're saying, is it going like? Would you say that it's going up then if it's hitting the ceiling?
Yes.
Do I have a moment to say something over the comms? Before,
yeah,
as
yeah,
I'm
you could
falling
probably
to
say
the
something real
ground.
quick.
Cool. I just want to make sure the 3 guys who are not here know what going. It's very quiet. I'll just yell into the comms. We have problems.
Problems.
They knew that, though.
Problems.
All right, and with that, Lux, it is your turn. Currently, you have almost no information. You basically know that somebody is shooting at the direction that leads from the balcony, but you aren't entirely too sure where.
Cool. That's delightful. Great. So something is happening somewhere here in that direction. Is that right?
Although you can talk to Zed if you would like, because Zed has a little bit more information about the like large torpedo-shaped things and stuff. Yeah, you two can work together this turn because there's so little information to work off of, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So Lux will probably very carefully make her way, but quickly, over to Zed.
Cool. I'm pulling out my handguns. There's something in the water. There's something big ships. I think they're ships.
They are smaller than a
submarines?
submarine, but larger than a torpedo. That's probably the best way to describe the shape you're seeing. You're only seeing it on the sonar. You have not had Alf give visual confirmation on them yet. The sonar thing that Micah gave you is essentially how you're seeing them. Yeah.
Right. Cool.
Okay, can you tell me again what direction it looked like the bullets were coming from?
They were coming from seemingly low, so somebody shooting upwards towards you,
Yeah.
from the north side of Nautilus base.
Are we on the north side right now?
You are technically facing the north side because you're on the balcony of it, but you're in the tower that is on the north side, yes.
Okay.
So I guess is readying an action something you can do here? Can I like hold an action?
Yeah, you can hold an action. If you want to get into like a position or something like that, you can absolutely do that. Or if you want to like try to get more information somehow to figure out what you're fighting against too, there's ways you could probably come up with that. But yeah, whatever you want to do.
I guess maybe she might try to very carefully like peek over the edge to see if she can see anything. I have funny eyes.
Funny eyes.
I can see. I have the infrared, low light, and UV.
Yeah, you can turn that on. I
Okay.
want to say, give me a concentration check.
15.
15. Okay. I want to say that's enough. What you see very far in the distance, it's like a shocking amount of distance away, to the northwest, there appears to be what looks like a submarine and a man standing on top of it. Right now, he's reloading.
Competent people.
Being attacked by Aquaman.
Gun Aquaman. The
Okay.
Snyder Cut version.
I don't think I
He's
have
in
a
black and
sniper
white.
rifle. That's upsetting. Great. I will share that information with everyone over comms, and I will continue to stay down, I guess, so I don't get hit by anything.
That's good. Yeah. You know the trajectory, so you know that you can get behind walls that don't face him at this point.
Okay.
Alrighty, and with that, we go to someone else. So, Zed, on
Yes?
your submarine, like your alpha vision, I guess you can say, and also, which you've probably minimized a little bit, at least now that, like,
Yeah, it's
not
like
going to
up
sleep.
here, and like the radar is down here,
So
so I can see most of the. Like,
the sonar is kind of going wild with these things getting closer. There is now a fifth shape that is appearing into the sonar's array. This does not look like the other four things that you saw on the thing. This looks more alive, I guess you can say. If you would like, you can have Alf I'll give you an option to like kind of use Alf for a moment to get more information.
yeah, but I don't want Alf to get eaten. So like, if it's a shark or anything that is larger than Alf needs to run. So I will use Alf to get information, but Alf is not going to get eaten by a shark tonight.
So there's two things. It's not coming from the same direction, so you could probably get really quick visual confirmation on one thing: the thing that seems alive, or the what's it called?
The torpedo things?
The large torpedo shaped things. Yeah.
Jeez. Honestly, the things that aren't alive scare me more than the thing that is alive. So a torpedo thing.
All right, so you take a look towards those. There's quite a distance
Okay.
between them, but they can be seen with a quick like head shake for Alf. What you see is in your training, I'm sure you've come across what other, what enemies you could face in the ocean. These things look very familiar. They are called, I forget the names for them.
Murder whales.
They're like manned submersible units. And essentially, essentially the idea is, if you've ever played Metal Gear Solid, it's a torpedo that shoots men. So essentially it's like a giant, for all lack intents of purposes, kind of like a casket that shoots out, like, it can be launched from a submarine, but it has people inside of it. It does not have, like, explosives or
People
anything.
missiles.
Yeah, essentially. So you see
Yikes.
3 of those coming towards the base. Or 4 of those. 4 of those coming towards the base.
yeah.
From the same direction. That direction, now that Lux has seen it, is the same direction the submarine was in.
Oh, great.
And with that knowledge,
Uh-huh.
really quick, from your elf vision, you see what looks like tracers, narrowly missing elf. Like machine gun fire. You would recognize it as underwater machine gun fire, coming from behind elf.
Oh no, Alf needs to get back inside, please.
He needs to kick some ass and get inside. With a very quick, at the end of this person's turn, with a very quick look back to see what was shooting them, you see barreling down on Alf, getting closer and closer, is a hammerhead shark that is loaded to the fucking nines with guns. Like, it has like 2 torpedo launchers on the sides of it, a machine gun on the underside of it, and it looks like somebody enhanced its teeth to be like metal, like choppers and stuff like that. And it's just swimming closer, but it's got its dumb hammerhead that's like getting closer and closer. But the thing
Cool.
is
I'm
just
glad I
loaded.
picked an otter when there was this was an option.
With that, Jason,
Coulda
it
had
is
Jack
your
Hammerhead.
turn. So, Jason, yeah.
So, at this point, I know all of this, right?
Yeah, I want to say you're all being pretty good at relaying information.
Well,
between
plus
each
I
other.
have my systems telling me about crap underwater.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do those torpedoes, are they just literally like non-tech shells that are just launched, or do they have tech in them?
They probably have tech in them, but you would probably have to get down there to start hacking them.
No. Is that the same for the shark?
Oh man, can you imagine just opening one mid-transit and it just rips the guy?
It's not space.
No, I know, it would still hurt a little bit. He'd have to swim for like miles.
Would I be able to remote hack the shark?
I want to say you could probably remote hack one of them, either the shark or the man submersibles.
Okay.
The man mercibles.
I guess I will go for the shark.
All right. What would you like to do to the shark specifically?
Can I reprogram its target to be one of the submersibles?
You can, but that would be a very high roll.
Oh.
I believe in you.
Oh.
High roll, that's why they call you High Roller Jason. The net boy.
Okay.
The net boy, he won all the golf tournaments.
The golf. Or
The audience
well,
wants
yeah,
you to
you know what?
hack
I'm
the
gonna go for that. I'm gonna try to redirect its target.
Redirect their target.
Jump on the shark.
Give me sea vehicle tech.
14.
14. That is not enough.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
Think so.
the shark looks visibly upset, like something is doing something to it.
But it could have been anything that happened to it earlier that day.
Yeah, it was just thinking about stuff.
Oh, the
Just thinking about shark
problems.
politics.
Yeah.
It hates how hard it is to brush those teeth.
But yeah, unfortunately, the shark is completely undeterred. Kip, it is your turn.
Okay, so I'm on the
And technically,
Top floor.
Kip and Kells, because what you did in training was like kind of pilot vehicles together, and you rolled right next to each other, you could go at the same time.
Do I look at Kells?
Subtime.
Sometimes
Subtime.
we
Suicide.
grind down the railing to the stairs, and I do a kickflip off at the end of it.
With your
We run
pre-installed
towards the
wheelies. So you guys are
yeah,
getting
we'll
to
go
the
down the
subs.
subs. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I want to say you get to the subs and you are able to start them. You got an OTEC Shark. If you want to write down what ammo it has, I want to say as far as torpedoes go, those things are badass bombs, but you have 4 torpedoes and then a machine gun.
Nice.
You writing that down? Ty?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I on guns? How did this work last time?
Imagine playing Sea of Thieves, but Kells is driving and you're doing anything else that the ship requires. So, like, if you need
So
to
the
repair
opposite of how we
something-
play Sea of Thieves.
Pretty much, yeah. If the ship needs repairs, you can use your welder arm to fix it, or you can use guns, or stuff like that.
That's an option for the welding arm that I did not consider.
That's what your justification for getting it was.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah, you
I
had to
was smarter
justify it
2
to
months ago.
OTEC on why it would be useful for your job. So that's why.
But
they
when the
gave it to
idea
you
of
for free.
welding 2 men together came in, everything else just
Just tunnel vision down
Yeah,
there.
that's it. Okay, cool.
So I want to say you are launched into the sea, and what you see are these. And at this point, all the motion sensor lights have started to turn on because these guys have now gotten close enough to the base that the systems are starting to go. Their things are jammed, but your systems are not. So you're able to talk with each other perfectly fine. When you get into the water, the first thing you see, the second you get down there, are 4 of those torpedo things coming towards you. You don't see the shark just yet. You do see Alf running the fuck away.
Is Micah down here too?
Not yet, but maybe in a sec. With that, well, okay. Is there anything you'd like to preemptively do?
Load
on
the
your turn?
cannons. You tell me, Cap.
What do you mean preemptively?
kills.
Like, what do I want to do, or like what?
I
do we...
guess you can load a torpedo, or
gonna go to the bathroom,
I don't know if
have
you
a
want to
drink.
like
Smoke.
defensive maneuvers or anything like that. Essentially, if you can make
We're
it up,
gonna
I'll
be
probably
smoking.
allow it. Let's put it
Kellis wants to Tokyo drift into one of the man mercibles.
Can you do that underwater in a submarine?
I mean, I guess
God,
the jets probably can turn a little
No,
bit.
you'd have to like cut and yeah, you can
True,
do
yeah.
it. It just doesn't
These-
look cool underwater.
These
Jesus
submarines are the motorcycles of underwater travel.
Yeah, of course, of
The
course.
dolphins of
This is
motorcycles.
the Subaru of an underwater.
I want to say you can take a defensive action to kind of get out of any lines of sight immediately to make yourself a harder target to hit as you're coming out, but you probably can't directly attack this turn because you did run from the 6th floor all the way down to the docks
Yeah.
and get in the
What if
zone.
we go real down?
Well, yeah, we'll make it
and
so that
shoot
if somebody
up?
tries to shoot at you, you have advantage. We'll put it that
Sure,
way.
okay.
You don't have to roll anything. You're good. Okay, and with that said, from you see in between the man sub things, Kells and Kip, and out of the corner of Alf's eye, there's a 6th thing now. This thing looks like a mech suit, but a little different. It doesn't look quite like Micah's mech suit, and I'm not saying that in a way like I mean like, oh, it's a different production line of mech or anything like that. No, there's something about this that like moves more man-like than mech-like. Like it's definitely got full autonomy of its entire body, and it's running under the ocean like this towards you. It's a little bit smaller than a mech too, but not by very much. And it pulls a thing out. It's a little bit far away to tell, so you can't really tell what it's doing just yet. And it probably misses because he's very far away.
I believe in him.
The bad guy.
Believe it.
Listen,
I think he's
you
got some
gotta-
good odds here.
You gotta support. Guy, well,
Okay, because of the Tokyo drift thing you did, you see a bunch of machine gun fire flood your way, but you managed to kind of like boost out of the way a little bit. It would have hit you though if you didn't do that. Like just narrowly missing you. This
I'll never
like
doubt you
giant
again,
machine
Cap.
gun as
doubt
it's
you
kind of
again.
coming towards you. With that, it is
Captain Michael.
Zed's turn.
okay. Well, I want to give an otter a machine gun. Is what I want to try to go do.
Sounds good. Do you just want to like fully load up Alf?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Alf needs to be able to defend themselves.
Alf needs to become a living arsenal.
Correct. Yep. So I guess I would quickly make my way downstairs because
Yeah.
I can't. I have 2 pistols. I can't get it. Sniper.
I want to say Alf intercepts you because
Oh.
they go in through one of the vents.
Oh, okay.
So
great.
like you're in the lobby and all of a sudden just one of the vents just like pops off and this otter just looks
Yeah.
up at you.
Oh, good.
You can see
yeah.
it do its little otter squeak thing in replacement of you getting rid of its ability to say okay. It's like,
Cool. There is a moment of screeches, and then there's an intense moment of just arming.
it's like
The
wiggling.
otter.
It's just like no. Get the... All right, so I want to say Alf now has 5 grenades, a machine gun. You said you wanted to at least do.
That's what I wrote that they have. They have a machine gun. They have up to 10 grenades, and they have a net running jack.
Nice. Yeah, at least 5 grenades are on it because it can't use all 10 at one point. But he does. You are able to equip 5 on his bandolier, his magnetized bandolier,
Yeah.
and he's just like got a machine gun. Like, I want to say
Like a turret.
a little. It's like connected to the chest, but he's able to use his little otter hands to shoot it. So it's almost like a little turret that he can go like this with, but it it just kind of hangs off of his chest. Yeah. And then the net running jack is just what?
Can you just give them a treat?
Oh, well, yeah.
You give him a little treat too.
Yeah, it's in the yeah.
There's a little salmon you keep in your pocket.
Hey,
They got
a
all
little
the-
anchovy.
Yeah, they got all this like gear out and then just little.
It's a
do it.
sloppy eater.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so Alf is decked out. I want to say you get Alf back in the water.
Yeah.
Defensive
Not
ways.
kind of farther away from the shark, if possible.
Yeah,
I don't
you
want
aren't
just
quite sure where
immediate
the shark
shark.
is anymore. Well, yeah,
Okay,
actually,
well-
no, that sonar would still probably be jacked into your mind, so you would know where the shark is. So you do it on the opposite side of the shark, and you know it's a shark, so it
Yes.
can't back up or anything. So
Yes.
if you wanted to turn around, you have
Good.
advantage on the shark. Let's put it that way.
Hell
Unless
yeah.
it's a super smart shark
Oh!
from that Deep Blue
Smart
Sea
shark.
movie.
Okay. Well,
Hashtag
I
smart shark.
want. So here's my intention. I'm gonna not throw Alf, but I'm gonna instruct Alf to go back into the water.
The audience didn't like that.
The audience will
Um,
remember this.
But I wanted to see if there are any ports on the back of the shark, or underneath the shark, to try to jack into it and fuck it up.
So the thing about this shark is that it has enough to be mind controlled essentially by the rival animal agent officer, which you would know because it's the same situation for you, but not enough that you can like hardwire its brain or anything like that from the outside. Essentially,
Yeah.
if you wanted to do what you wanted to do, you would probably have to actually jack the person as opposed to the
Okay.
agent. The animal is quite literally almost just like a ship that the agent is the brain
Okay.
of.
Okay, never mind. But Alf's still going in the water.
To blow up a shark with grenades.
You're not wrong.
That's a way to do it too, I guess. All right, with that, it is the manned submersible torpedoes burst open as they get close enough, and there's a lot of bubbles that come out of them, so it's almost like it kind of you can't really tell like where the person inside of it is, but somebody takes a shot. Actually, no, they don't. You see, if you look really closely in this burst of bubbles, you see what looks like this kind of red liquid, not blood, it's like a different type of red, like it's glowing or something, kind of like come out of it, and then somebody just like swims super fast up like against the base, and they start messing with something. And let's see how this goes.
Don't touch my shit.
Yeah.
So, roll the 1. So, this person, they like kind of try to jack into the thing. You see like this kind of red mist coming out of their mask as they're doing that, and then all of a sudden just like there's like a pop, like an air bubble burst, and this person just kind of falls backwards and like kind of spins underneath water, and he's just completely out.
Hell yeah.
He's gonna be okay though, right?
And that is your one ice that you set up. is gone. You hear over the
It
radio,
worked,
because
though.
I want to say you jacked the radio systems when you put the jammers up. I want to say you jacked it in a way that you would be able to hear theirs if they try to talk to each other. You just hear a guy with a French accent just say, I almost said oui oui.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The God Willings! He yells out, and then the bubbles like it seems like another person comes out of that same torpedo thingy. Micah, it is your turn.
Hooray.
Eat him, Micah.
I imagine Micah was probably fast asleep until Zed announced everything. So
Oh sure, yeah, you woke
leaping
up.
Can I like jump out of my window and grapple hand down to the hard shell that I left by the entrance?
I want to say you probably have a thing like that. You do have your crazy hand, yeah. So
Yeah.
I want to say you're cool.
I have a
You're
grapple hand.
used enough to that to be able to get into your mech.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in the hard shell and then immediately just dive off the north end of the platform.
The north end. All right, so when you get into the water, the very first thing you see, relatively close distance, so you would be able to act on it this turn, especially with how you got to your mech so quickly, is this, now that you get a closer look at it, the mech thing underwater, it's a Borg, which is like a person that's kitted themselves so much with cybernetics that they're basically more machine than man at this point. But it's just like this Borg guy that's like down there, and he's got like 2 giant torpedo things on his shoulders and just a giant, like almost like your setup, like a giant machine gun. And he's not expecting you to just like crash land right in front of him, but like, so he doesn't have like time to react or anything like that. But yeah, you have an opportunity to attack.
Cool, both torpedoes.
I want to say with, oh my god. At this man?
Yes.
Worth it.
All right. Roll me whatever that was with the torpedoes. I want to say it was demolitions.
Oh, sure. I'll take demolitions.
Or it might be heavy weapons. Whatever one you have a better thing at.
Demolitions?
Okay, yeah, I'll allow that.
Sweet.
Alrighty. So you do a decent chunk.
That was damage for both
so
of
just
them.
like you just see, and then from above the surface, just like all this water shooting up. You see an arm just like, but the mech guy is still alive. He still has the arm with the machine gun in it. He looks very damaged. There's like oil coming out of where his arm used to be, but he's definitely missing a limb at this point, and his armor looks all jacked up. Like it's not really doing a great job at protecting him. You hear him kind of like over comms breathing really heavily, like this has really fucked him up really bad. He's like, and he's just like, oh, these guys, they think they got me. And he's like really pissed off. You're pretty good. With a heavy German accent.
So
and
they're
then,
not all French? Are they
not
all
all
from, like,
French.
parts of Europe?
The other manned submersibles open. And then you see somebody basically book it straight up to the net running jack that was already. He sees his friend and he kind of like pushes him out of the way a little bit. And he gets into the net running jack and let's see what he does. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, he manages to open the vents leading into the base, and you see him kind of scurry into one. So now, Jason, you can tell you can do the same technique you did with Gunner, where if they start interacting things with the vents inside of the base, you would be able to tell where they are. With that, the final man submersible thing is open, and out comes 3 dudes. Just like, they don't look nearly as kitted out as some of the other dudes. And they take a shot at, let's see who's down. Probably submarine. They're stupid. They shoot at the submarine. It hits the submarine, but the submarine has too far good, like, armor to deal anything. Like, it doesn't, it basically, you feel the ding, 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 but it doesn't do any damage to the submarine.